Fucking hell!
Ukrainian Special Operations Forces were reportedly involved in a deadly, close-range engagement with advancing Russian troops during recent fighting on the Eastern Front. According to battlefield accounts released by Ukrainian military sources, while details of the encounter remain difficult to verify independently, the reported clash underscores the brutal reality of modern trench warfare that continues to characterize large portions of the conflict. According to the accounts, the Ukrainian unit established concealed defensive positions overlooking a likely route of advance. Rather than engaging at long distance, the soldiers reportedly remained hidden as Russian troops moved toward their position. Once the opposing force entered close range, an intense firefight broke out, quickly escalating into a fierce close combat encounter. Neither Ukrainian nor Russian officials have released independently verifiable details regarding the precise location of the engagement, the number of troops involved, or confirmed casualty figures. As is common in active war zones, battlefield information is often incomplete and subject to operational security restrictions, making independent confirmation difficult. Military analysts say the reported tactics are consistent with defensive operations designed to capitalize on concealment and terrain. By allowing an advancing force to move closer before engaging, defenders may seek to reduce the attacker's ability to maneuver while increasing the effectiveness of carefully prepared firing positions. Such tactics require patience, discipline, and extensive coordination among small units. Close-quarters combat has become an increasingly familiar feature of the war, despite the widespread use of advanced military technology. Although drones now provide reconnaissance, artillery spotting, and strike capabilities across much of the battlefield, infantry units continue to fight for control of trenches, villages, wooded areas, and fortified positions where visibility is limited and engagements often occur at very short distances. Defense experts note that modern combat frequently combines sophisticated technology with traditional infantry tactics. Small reconnaissance drones may identify troop movements, while electronic warfare attempts to disrupt communications and surveillance. Yet once opposing forces close the distance, soldiers often rely on training, teamwork, and rapid decision-making in environments where every second can prove critical. The reported encounter also illustrates the challenges faced by forces operating in heavily fortified sectors. Defensive positions are commonly reinforced with trenches, dugouts, obstacles, and camouflage, intended to delay advancing troops and provide defenders with tactical advantages. Dense vegetation, damaged buildings, and uneven terrain further complicate battlefield awareness for both attackers and defenders. Analysts caution against drawing broad conclusions from isolated battlefield reports. Throughout the conflict, both Ukraine and Russia have released videos, photographs, and official statements highlighting successful operations while providing limited information about setbacks. Independent organizations and journalists often require additional time before verifying the circumstances surrounding specific engagements. The war has entered a prolonged phase characterized by attrition, with localized attacks and counterattacks occurring along multiple sectors of the front. Rather than sweeping advances, many operations involve efforts to secure individual defensive positions, transportation routes, or elevated terrain that can influence surrounding areas. Military observers say such engagements demonstrate the continuing importance of well-trained small units capable of adapting quickly to rapidly changing conditions. Even with widespread drone surveillance and long-range precision weapons, close-range infantry combat remains a decisive element in determining control over contested ground. Humanitarian organizations continue to express concern over the ongoing impact of the conflict on civilians living near active combat zones. Communities close to the front line have endured repeated shelling, infrastructure damage, displacement, and interruptions to essential services, while emergency workers face persistent risks in delivering assistance. Diplomatic efforts to achieve a negotiated settlement have produced limited progress as fighting continues across several regions. International governments remain divided over the conflict, while continuing to monitor military developments, humanitarian conditions, and broader security implications for Europe. As operations continue, reports from the battlefield remain subject to change as additional information becomes available. Independent verification of tactical engagements often takes time, particularly in areas where access is restricted by ongoing combat. Until further evidence emerges, many reported incidents, including this alleged close combat clash, should be understood as preliminary accounts rather than fully established descriptions of events. But in other key sectors south and north of Kostiantynivka, the Russians lost ground. Russia advanced into some 30 SQKM across the front in June, ISW calculated, but once Ukrainian counterattacks are subtracted, the month came out negative. Russian forces ended June with a net loss of around 40 south kilometers of Ukrainian soil, according to analyst Konrad Muzika of Rochan Consulting. The Ukrainian monitoring group Deep State framed the same trend a different way. Russia's occupied area grew by 84 SQ kilometers in June. The group assessed, but set against what Ukrainian forces clawed back over the month, the balance tipped negative for the Russians. In May, we took 2 steps forward. In June, it's 1 step forward and 1 step back, Deep State wrote. Russian assault actions actually rose 4.4% over the month, the group noted, even as those assaults bought less ground. The Russians did log gains in the second half of June around Kostiantynivka, Dobropilya, and Huliaipol. The reasons are myriad. Ukrainian drones are better and more numerous than ever. Ukrainian fortifications are deeper and denser than ever. And Ukrainian forces are hitting Russian logistics in the middle zone between the disputed gray zone and Russia proper with greater intensity than ever, weakening Russian regiments before they can even organize an assault. The Ukrainian advantages now outweigh the Russian advantages in traditional firepower and, most notably, manpower. Russian troops have outnumbered Ukrainian troops by as much as 8-1 in the Pokrovsk sector, Zelensky has said. Yet, Ukraine is inflicting far heavier losses than it takes. Russian casualties are running roughly 8 times Ukrainian ones, according to the Center for Strategic and International Studies. Russia has lost the military initiative in Ukraine as costs continue to mount. The Washington-based Center for Strategic and International Studies concluded May points the same way. Russia advanced into around 40 square minute kilometers that month, but lost control of some 280 square minute kilometers. The Institute for the Study of War calculated a net loss.
Гандоны нахуй! Туда, куда надо! Бля, немцы, сука, по ноге попали. Пидорасы.
Ukraine's own Militarny, citing defense sources, put the gap even wider, and a source tied to Ukrainian military intelligence called May, the first month since 2023 in which Russia lost more ground than it took. Deep State is the outlier, scoring a small May gain. Muzika logged roughly 25 South QKM for Russia, but cautioned the real figure may have been negative. But most sources agree the Russians lost ground in April and March after registering a modest overall advance in February. Russia has probably fallen back in 3 of the last 5 months. Narrowing the frame changes the outlook. Russian forces took control of some neighborhoods inside Kostiantynivka and advanced near Sloviansk, 34 kilometers north of Kostiantynivka, Molin noted. But this initial victory achieved in the summer does not appear to offer any prospect of a second victory within the year, he added. That's because it takes maximal effort over many months by the 700,000-strong Russian army of occupation to achieve a single meaningful gain.
Укриття! Укриття!
Having ground into the ruins of some small city at the cost of potentially tens of thousands of lives, the Russians are exhausted in victory, and they sit in the ruins of Pokrovsk or Myrnorad or Kostiantynivka, eyeing tens of kilometers of mined, fortified, drone-patrolled open terrain stretching between them and the next major objective.
Заходи сюда, сзади, сзади. Дивись, що я роблю. Дай. Ще одну. Я. Ще одну.